welcome everyone back to 14 Minutes of Fame with Misty Henkel. Today we have the amazing Sleepkeeper girl, Diane Tipper. You're the person who allows us to travel with our pillow. I think when I first met you 5 years ago from Happy Neighbourhood Project, the line was always, you can't take your bed, but you can take your pillow. But over the years, we've come up with new ones like don't sleep on an unknown pillow, don't sleep on someone else's drool when you can easily sleep on your own. And more recently, when we've been out networking together and I've heard you with different elevator pitches, you were talking about going to an airport. Have you ever been to an airport and seen people walk around carrying their pillow and drop it on the ground, and you think, oh gosh, you're going to sleep on that, how many feet is that? Or even just look at all the people that are around you and you think about the hotel that you're sleeping in tonight, and how many of those people are you sleeping with as well, because they were just there last night sleeping on the same pillow. And I'm like, right. I do.
When you think about the millions and millions of people that travel, and they're from all walks of life.
I know, right? And we just think, sometimes you go to a hotel based off all the movies that you watch or the NCIS shows that you watch, where somebody goes in and someone was brutally murdered, and then they put up the black light and they show all like the blood and all the other stains, and you think, yeah, let's pretend that doesn't happen because I have to sleep in a hotel. But we never think of the pillow, ever. Think of the pillow. And, it's got the pillowcase on it, and we know that they changed the pillowcase. Assume that they changed the pillowcase. Let's assume everything's done right. But ultimately, the pillow's sitting underneath everything.
Yep.
And if you think of your pillow at home, do you have a pillowcase protector? Do you have a pillow protector on your pillow and then the pillowcase over the top? Or do you have the pillowcase directly on the pillow? Or how is it? So I think every single one of my family members has got one now. Based off me. I know my father-in-law, for his birthday a number of years ago, he'd come over to visit, and he was staying a few nights, and he gets out of a ute, so out of his truck, right? And he gets his bag out and his pillow and proceeds to drop his pillow on the ground and then pick it up, try and dust it off as he's walking inside. And I'm thinking, a Sleepkeeper would have fixed that. So, Diane, why don't you tell us, so that for those who aren't sure of what a Sleepkeeper is, what is a Sleepkeeper?
Okay, Misty, a Sleepkeeper is a water-resistant polyester bag that literally you slip your pillow in, and it can be any standard pillow, it can be contour, memory foam, and we now have king-size pillow bags as well. And you slip your pillow in, you literally roll it up, and yes, your pillow will roll, and then you can see in the background the black Velcro. You just join that up together and it will hold your pillow in place, and you've got a handle on it that will slip onto your luggage, or you can clip it to a bag to leave your hands free, so you don't even have to worry about carrying your pillow.
That's so good, isn't it?
Like, that is the easiest.
Yeah, if you look at Diane's background, that blue thing straight underneath sleepkeeper.com.au, that's what a rolled up pillow looks like. And so it's kind of like a mini, it looks like a sleeping bag, really, like by the time it's rolled up. And yes, it's amazing. People go, my pillow won't roll. And then you put it in the thing and then you roll it up, because the Velcro is such heavy duty. Yeah.
I don't know why.
The pillow. The tougher the pillow, like the thicker the foam is in it, like memory foam and things like that, where you go, your mind's not going to do that. It actually rolls better and is held in place better on those ones. I find them much easier to roll. And then and the Velcro is such heavy duty, it's not coming undone.
That's right. That's right. And I have to say, for people that don't think about taking their own pillows is on cruises. And when they think about the thousands of people are on one boat, and when they actually in the morning they all get off and the cleaners have to clean it within such a short time, and then thousands more people get back on. And the thing about cruises is everyone's there to have a good time. So you either can get, and they get seasick. So when people get seasick,
we're going to vomit,
or they drink,
right?
Drink
we're
too much.
Or we're drunk. And so we're vomiting no matter what. So we've got vomit drills coming out.
Where do they go? They actually go to bed and lay, and it all comes out.
Yeah. You've just vomited, even though you've cleaned your teeth, and it's still that nasty taste is there, and just dribbling all over. And the pillowcase is fresh.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
your own pillow. Don't
And
sleep on unknown drool when
that's
you can
right.
sleep on
And
your
on
own.
a cruise, it's the easiest thing to take a pillow because you're not really limited by weight.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because initially you used to do this. Your talk was really about if, taking your pillow and how it keeps your body is used to the alignment from your pillow. So you'll sleep better, you'll sleep easier, your back will be aligned based off it knows the pillow. It doesn't matter as much about the bed as if the pillow is in the right spot, then you'll actually sleep better and you don't end up with like sore aches and body aches and pains. But we've kind of forgotten about that over this whole COVID period of, just getting ill from other.
Yes, yes.
That I've noticed that your talk has moved from, lining your body up and chiropractically so much better. But if we go back to that about 3, 4 years ago, my dad passed away, and the farewell was in Canberra, so where we were living, but we were on the other side of Canberra. So my big sister was on this side of Canberra, the farewell was on this side of Canberra, my little sister comes into town and stays on this side of Canberra, everyone else was on this side of Canberra. So we went and stayed in a hotel on this side of Canberra too. And I took Simon and my pillows because we had Sleepkeepers, and I just gone, I'm not carrying everything. So the boys had theirs behind. And you can have a hotel pillow, not thinking of Jewel. And I ended up in our room, we had a sofa bed that rolled out, foam sofa bed, and then the big bed. And the intention was Simon and I'd sleep on the big bed and the boys would sleep on the sofa bed. The boys are only, let's say 8 and 10. There's no reason for them not to sleep there. But of course, the little one throws a bit of a tanty about, I'm sleeping in the same bed as him. And so it was just easier to go, fine, Jack, you get in the big bed with Dad and I'll sleep on the sofa bed. And I've gone, and you will just put up with it, Misty, and however you feel tomorrow, that's how it's going to be. I didn't even know I'd slept on a hotel sofa bed because I had my pillow.
Yep.
And that was the difference. Like
Yep.
every other time I've slept on sofa beds, I can't say I've ever had my own pillow, but I had my own. I didn't even notice it.
I did the same thing actually. Like I'd been selling Sleepkeepers for it was probably 5 years, and we decided to just have a night in the city, and we're just catching public transport. We're just taking, a shared backpack, and it's like, it's one night. The hotel's got a menu pillow thing. I so won't need a pillow one night, So I went off. And we got in the hotel room and it was like, it was fine. It was fine. It was like, woke up at about midnight going, this pillow is not fine. And it's like as if I'm half asleep, as if I'm going to ring up and say, I want a different pillow. It's not going to happen. So I suffered for the rest of the night and went, you know what? I am never leaving my pillow behind even for one night.
I have to say, I love hotel pillows. Like I love traveling and then sleeping on all the different arrangement of pillows. And like you just prop yourself up and read a book or whatever it is, and then you go to sleep and you think, this is so cozy. Like all these pillows, it's like being on clouds. And then you fall asleep. But you're right. It's when you wake up in the middle of the night and go, okay, now it's not right.
Yeah.
While you're tired, everything is great. But then you go, yeah, okay, there's something wrong here. And I could have just gone back to sleep. Dang it. And that's the time where you've had some sleep, but you haven't completed all of it. I've noticed for me, so many stories have come from Sleepkeepers ever since having mine and traveling with the boys and our pillows. On one hand, I kind of go, oh, I don't even know why I have Sleepkeepers for the boys, because they get in the car, take them out of the Sleepkeepers straight away, stuff's all on the ground, and then they just sleep in the car with the pillow. But it's the other things that I discovered along the way. So even if I can con them into keeping the pillow in it, there was some trips that I've had to do, like when we lived in Canberra and I was going out to Broken Hill to see my sister and my parents. It's a 2-day drive. It was like 16 hours. So it's such a huge drive that we'd have to stop overnight. And Jack, you've got this bag. Noah, you've got this bag. And I've got this bag. And then you have everything else because you're going to go out there for a couple of weeks. And then you get to the hotel and go, oh, crap, they all want to go swimming. So now I need to bring in that bag and that bag and that bag, right? And they're their own personal suitcases because the swimmers are in each one. And then the pajamas are in each one. And then I've worked out from that overnight stop is you put the swimmers in a bag with the towels, but that for the kids with the pillow, there's enough room in a Sleepkeeper that allows you to roll up their cute guy, so whatever teddy that they sleep with, their pajamas, and a change of clothes.
Yes.
So when you do that and you roll all that up, when you get to the hotel, you only need your bag and their pillows with the things that they need, and the whole car remains packed. And so even to do that from where we are now in Chinchilla to go down to Canberra or Batemans Bay to see Simon's family, we have to stop halfway. So wherever we stop, me, Simon, and the boys, I just go, right, basics, what do we need wrapped with our pillow that we're going to have at the hotel? And I'm only pulling that out and a bag of toiletries. That's it. And then we get to the hotel, the whole car can remain packed. Really good at Christmas. When you're traveling down at Christmas, the whole car is packed with everything. And then you just take the pillows with those overnight supplies out, and then you just wrap that back up. You know, you have one bag with all the dirty clothes, which is separate anyway, and then everything gets put back in the car. You never have to unpack anything. It's not another Tetris jigsaw puzzle.
Perfect.
It's so perfect that you don't realize until you start traveling with a pillow and a Sleepkeeper. Like, before you think, well, a pillow is just another bulky thing. But then the pillow by default makes everything else less bulky.
Yes.
It's remarkable how these great ideas can come out.
I know. Many years ago, I actually had a grandmother that emailed me to thank me for the Sleepkeepers, because she actually used to have her grandchildren come and stay, and she actually put a single bed doona in one.
Yeah.
And it keeps it smaller in her linen press. Yeah. So yeah, that's how she stored the single bed doonas. And thought, oh my God, I'm sure that won't fit. But I actually tried it at home, and fabulous.
Yeah. I like sleeping bags. I mean, sleeping bags are notoriously difficult to, especially for kids, to roll up really small and then try and shove them back in the bag. And then it's got the drawstring, which is fine, but that actually is really quite painful to hold over your arm because of those thin strings. Whereas to put that back into a Sleepkeeper, and you know,
And
what's a
then roll it
Sleepkeeper?
up.
$40, and then you put it in, and then you've got like the thick strap, really easy to carry. So easy to roll up, and then it's done. And really, you're just folding it and slipping it in, roll the whole thing up, the hard Velcro, like the heavy duty Velcro, and it just does it all for you. I think it's brilliant. I know in the past I've asked you, let's brainstorm a couple of ideas. So school camps and scouts is great for taking kids' pillows. I like the idea of separated families. You know, when children are getting moved from one house, you know, this weekend we're at mum's, next weekend we're at dad's, and for them to have, instead of a pillow at each place, it's to take that, what would you say, that piece of home with them, where they can just take their pillow from place to place, wrap it up in a Sleepkeeper, and then it doesn't matter that it's in different beds, or if they happen to go to Nan's or to an aunt's place, whatever it is. You know, if you've got a sick parent and one parent's in hospital, let's say having cancer treatment, they're in hospital, and then the other parent is in and out of hospital, and then the child is getting moved around a lot amongst family members. That little piece of home is enough to overcome, as you said, homesickness. Because when they go to bed, it's with them, something they're used to, and it's their smells, it's their pillow slip, it's their, it feels like
very comforting.
Yeah, I think,
and it's also great for business travelers as well, because there was once again I got another email from a businessman saying, thank you so much. You know, I travel an awful lot for work, and I always want my pillow, but it's just not a good look when I'm dressed for the office, and I've only got a carry-on to be carrying a pillow on. So thank God you've got this. So now I can actually take my pillow. No one knows it's my pillow. I still look ready to go straight from the plane into the office.
You know who needs
and I have my pillow.
You know who needs it? Football players here in Australia. Because seriously, they go from city to city. They're never playing at home all the time, and of course they play at night. They're not always, sometimes they have to fly to Queensland. They're not necessarily getting on a flight on the way home. They're going to stay in a hotel. And of course, it makes sense that they would carry their own pillow, roll that up, make that easy. I know I had the intention of moving to Chinchilla, is that I would have my pillow. I had my bag. I came about 4 or 5 days early. And because we were buying a house and everything. So I came before the family, and then I've gone, well, I'm going to have my Sleepkeeper so that then they can see it on the plane and then on the bus, and I'm going to have people ask me about it. But it rolled up so conveniently that I realized just put that in my suitcase. Actually, it's so well. And I actually had like this spare spot where I'm going, it just goes in. If it was unrolled, like it would have just mucked up the entire settings in the suitcase. But by rolling it up nice and tight, it just kind of mashed into a corner. And in the end, I never got to advertise it the way I wanted to because, hey, it was just another thing I didn't have to carry. It just fitted already conveniently inside the bag. So,
I know.
You know, yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. So thank you, Diane. It's been great catching up with you. I could talk Sleepkeepers like stories, travel stories, like all the time about horror stories of someone who dropped a pillow. Like all day long. You should go around just, you should spend a day at an airport and just film people dropping their pillow on the ground. This ever happened to you? Grab a Sleepkeeper. This ever happened to you? Grab a Sleepkeeper. And then see how it happens like all the time. At a bus station. Oh, this ever happened to you where you just drop it on the ground?
Yeah. Well, especially with the schools, because the kids are asked to actually take their pillows now and they all get put under the bus.
Yes, they get put under the bus. Well, the kids don't notice. They have it on their bag or they just throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
And you go, wow. You got to put your head on that, lady. You are aware of that. My boys now are like, yeah, I wouldn't be touching that pillow now that it's in, like I've got a Sleepkeeper, so I'm cool with mine falling on the ground. Like I'm cool with that. They now notice if their pillow is touching the ground, but they say, but my head has to go on that.
Yes.
So, they really notice those things. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Diane. It's been great to catch up with you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, next time we might learn to juggle.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, then.
Thank you.
Thanks. See you.
Bye.